2. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Neil Haley Show. I love being on location in Pittsburgh and getting to talk to famous athletes, and I'm going to be doing this a lot more. But again, I'm so excited to talk to this athlete, 6-time all-time leading scorer at the University of Pittsburgh, hail to Pitt, Jason Matthews, 22 hoops. Jason, thanks for stopping by, and I'm excited to talk to you today about, I guess, the whole process of getting your son or daughter to have the opportunity to play college basketball. It's a lot different than when I guess you and I were in it in a lot of ways. And what ways do you see it's different?
Yeah, nowadays it's pretty different because you have a tremendous amount of AAU teams that are out there that go to various tournaments and things of that nature. So over the last 90 days, I've really focused in on just the whole high school, middle school basketball environment here in Western Pennsylvania and also nationally. And what I've learned is you really have to sit down with your child and determine what the goal is going to be.
Exactly.
And if the goal is to give your child a great social outlet, a great outlet to exercise and things of that nature, then playing AAU basketball is great. Because they're playing, they've been in friendships, they get to travel, they get to go a lot of different places, meet a lot of different people, and it's really a great experience for a young person. If your child's goal is to play college basketball, it is a different road and a different path. So going the road of playing college basketball, you really have to put a tremendous amount of time into skill development, because that's really what college coaches are looking for. Just playing AAU games is not going to get your child to where they need to be in order to play college basketball. So they need to spend time on their skill development, and then they can go out and when they play AAU games, when they play high school games, they can show their skill and they'll stand above the crowd.
And then we talk about standing above the crowd. It's so important, the skill level, because you just don't know that the opportunity is going to be there. And if you're not working towards specific goals, what they do now is they look at height, they look at weight, they look at specific size for what division you're going to go to. If you have a possibility of playing Division III, if you have a possibility of playing NAIA or Division II or Division I. But you can differentiate yourself in that competition level, and they can forget a little bit about the size if you're able to stand out, right?
Absolutely. And that's why the skill development side of it is so important. And a lot of parents that I've engaged with, they may have heard of it, but really not know what it is. And obviously you have basketball camps, which have their place. You have basketball clinics, which have their place. And then you also have true skill development, which have their place. And sometimes the parents blur what a clinic is and what true skill development is, and they're two different things. Usually with skill development, you have a maximum of 6 to 8 players working out between an hour to 2 hours at a time, where a clinic, you have maybe 15, 20, 30 kids in the gym working on different things, and all have their place. So skill development has its place, clinics have their place, and camps have their place.
And the problem was that coaches don't want to see people that don't have the skills going in, because it's a lot of, then you're a project. They're only going to take a project like me, 6'9", going in. Okay, we're gonna, your skill development's not there, but we'll make you a project. But if you're 6'2", 6'3", play big man most of the time, never really develop those guard skills, if you don't have those intangibles, they're not going to take a chance on you.
Yeah, it makes it tough. I think the college coaches have made it very clear that they want to see players come into college with better fundamentals. And when I came along, when I was playing high school basketball, athletic ability could kind of get you by. And they figured that once you got to the college, whether it was Division I, II, or III, that you can actually develop those skills. Nowadays, the coaches have the expectation that
you should know it already.
You should already have your skills.
That's wild.
And you should have it, but parents just have to be more informed and better educated about what their child really needs if college basketball, is the goal. And so, I really focus on the skill development side of it, because that's what got me to college as a college basketball player, and there just needs to be more focus on it. And even though I played on 2 AAU teams myself, I did my skill development every day.
Right,
So,
exactly.
So my belief is that kids need to do skill development,
Right.
and they need to play AAU.
Yes.
So when they play AAU, they
They-
can stand above
they can
the crowd.
highlight themselves
They can
on-
highlight themselves, and the college coaches really say, "Hey, good player.
Right.
I see the skill. Obviously, they're working on skill development. This is a player that we're going to recruit." So
Mhm.
if your recruiting is not going the way that you want,
Right.
then you really need to put more focus on your skill development side of it.
And then the skill development, again, before when you and I were playing, there weren't many Europeans coming out to play in
Correct.
Division One.
Correct.
There weren't many people from all over the world. The way the World Wide Web works, they recruit everywhere.
Yep.
They're not just going. Coach Dan Burt told me that. He said he's going out to Europe to recruit. He's going to Russia to recruit. He's going all over the world to recruit. That means that you don't have as much of a shot at being in the United States. So you have to differentiate yourself and already have the skills necessary, because in other countries they
That's
really
what they're
focus
working
on skills all the time.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit to me.
Yeah, in Europe, you have several, or youth organizations that all they do is skill development. They don't really play very many games. They really work on the fundamentals and the skill. And you see a 7-footer like a Dirk Nowitzki
Yeah.
with guard skills.
Exactly.
So nowadays, no matter how tall you are,
Mhm.
you have to be able to handle the ball. You have to be able to make a mid-range
Right.
jump shot.
Exactly.
And you can't just be stuck in the post.
Mhm.
So if you're 6'4", 6'5",
Right.
you may be the tallest player on your high school team,
Yeah.
but going to college, you're actually a guard.
Right.
So if you don't have perimeter skills, it's going to be a very difficult road for your recruitment. And not only do you have to have perimeter offensive skills, you have to be able to guard perimeter players
That are a
defensively.
lot faster, and you need the footwork.
Right.
So you're not just teaching them skills offensively; you're teaching defensive skills as well.
Yeah, with the agility, we work on a lot of agility drills as
Mhm.
well that help them offensively
Mhm.
and defensively. Because again, even if you're the tallest player on your
Right.
team, playing in the post is really not going to provide a great opportunity for you to be recruited and move on and receive a college basketball scholarship. The way that the game is now,
Right.
no matter how tall you are, how big
Right.
you are, you have to have those perimeter skills.
And that would have been a big problem for me. I could shoot the ball outside. My coaches said, get underneath and rebound. I like this game because it's a game where everybody can guard anyone.
Yep.
You have the opportunities. There's going to be matchup problems either way, but it's hard to guard someone 6'10" that's going to shoot from the perimeter and block their shot.
Yes.
Or even yourself in the perimeter, at a certain height if a point guard's guarding you. So if you have the ball handling skills and the guard who's 5'11", they're not going to be able to defend you when you're shooting. When you get the ball, you're already in the air. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee. So shot development, all those different things. So if I'm a parent right now watching this, what is your recommendation moving forward so that they can get to college
Sure.
and have that opportunity?
I think that the parents and the players really have to understand that the skill development goes hand in hand with the games
Mhm.
played.
Right.
And unfortunately, sometimes you have, 50 to 60 to 70 games played in the off season,
That's unbelievable.
but maybe, 5 hours of skill development.
Right.
And that's
That's
not going to
not
really work out. So it needs to be a better balance
Mhm.
between the time you spend on skill development
Mhm.
and the time you spend playing games. And, I just think that parents need more information.
Right.
Because a parent wants to do best for their child, and you have players that are focused on trying to make it to being a college basketball player and receiving a scholarship, but they need to understand the right path to go and the right advice and the right guidance in order to get there. Instead of searching for it, they need good concrete, evidence.
Right.
And there are some very good AAU coaches that are out there that I know personally that have played the game
Yes.
that are very good,
Right.
but it's an all-star team situation, so you only have so much practice time,
Right.
and they may not have a tremendous amount of time
Exactly.
to focus on skill
Skill
development and fundamental, but
It's just playing as a team. It's not good.
right, ultimately it's not their responsibility, it's the player's responsibility and the parent's responsibility to get the player, what they need.
Right.
So when they come and play AAU and they come and play on these all-star teams, they can really stand out and be seen by these various college coaches.
What I'm hearing is that every opportunity to get on the floor is important if you want to play college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be on a team. You need to develop the team atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to share. You need to be able to play high school basketball and start or play a tremendous amount of minutes because coaches don't want to just, maybe they can play, want that highlight reel, but then the skill development is the area that you're seeing when you went to so many games at the end of the year, WPL playoffs, and said that's what they're lacking, and that's why we're not getting as many of those players to play
Division
college basketball, Division I for sure.
On the boys' side, yeah.
On the boys' side because of skill development. So that's the key component. So the recommendation is find skill development. I know you're the man, especially you talk about learning from Reggie Miller, one of the best pure shooters ever in the NBA, and learning his style of how to train to do it and work out really hard, and then you've taught so many people how to do it. So where's the best place we can find information on you so that they can right now go ahead and do this?
Sure, absolutely. Our website is 22hoops.com. You can also follow us on our Facebook page, 22hoops, and my Twitter, which is jmatty, JMATTY 22 on Twitter. But one other thing I like to add is that in Western Pennsylvania, we have a tremendous amount of athletic ability.
Yes.
We have Division I athletes in this region. Obviously football is really big here, but we do have some Division I talent that could play Division I basketball, but the skill development side, they're not implementing. I haven't seen that they're implementing that into really what they need, more so on the boys. I think the girls do a better job of it, which is why we've had more Division I girls go for basketball, but we need more Division I boys. And what I really have seen over the last 90 days is a tremendous need for the skill development. So the talent is here for it,
Really? Okay.
but they really have to spend the time on the skill development side. And when you do skill development, there's no uniforms,
Yeah.
there's no crowd,
Yes.
there's no scoreboard.
Exactly.
It's lonely,
Yeah.
it's hard work, it's
Yes.
painful, it's tedious.
Yes.
But if you want to become, a college player, Division I, II, or III, that's what it takes. It goes hand in hand with playing, and I'll always be a proponent
Right.
of trying to help the players and the parents understand you have to get this true skill development
Yes.
done, which means no more than 6 to 8 players,
Absolutely.
where you're in constant motion, you're touching the ball
Right.
constantly, and you're in constant motion for an
Right.
hour or 2
Right,
hours.
which
That's
is
true
exhausting
skill
and a lot of
Yeah.
work. I remember I spent a lot of time just by myself shooting, rebounding the ball, shooting again, rebounding, but I didn't have that kind of skill development. I just went for it and said, I'm just going to go shoot. A lot of these kids aren't doing that anymore either. So getting them in a structured, organized way to do it is very, very important. So again, Jason, thanks again.
Thank you.
22hoops.com. 22 Hoops, like it on Facebook and at jmatty22. And again, that was the Neil Haley Show. You can check me out on Twitter at Total Tutor. Tweet me or tweet again at jmatty about all that you need to know about basketball. Take care, everyone, and thank you for watching the Neil Haley Show.